Good morning, anglers. Thank you for joining us today on this episode. What's in store? We're gonna go through what I have to do to get the Bass Tracker Classic out and start it up, let it run for a little bit, and just basically keep it in tune. You don't want to leave a boat standing for too long, and there's a process, as far as like I can't just wheel it out. There's certain things that I do have to do. So go ahead and stay buckled up, stay tuned, guys, and this is the process. All right, so the boat usually doesn't get out much. The farthest that it goes is about right here. I do like to once again pull it out, start it up, and let it run for a little bit. But through the course of the different fishing trips, fixing my lawn, I do acquire quite a bit of stuff, so we gotta move some of these things out of the way. And I have so much stuff, and one of the things that I do want to get is a shelf, or I want to be able to buy some clear drawers where I can store some of this stuff. But I'm using this for, what do I have here? Got the multimeter. This one is always going to be here no matter what. I can get rid of a lot of stuff, but the multimeter is key. It's what I use to make sure that my battery is tip-top shape when I head out. This doesn't need to be here. Some of these lights, this can stay, unfortunately, but a lot of the other stuff I do need to clear out. This station right here should be more maintained. I work on certain things, and I don't kind of tidy up, which I should. Sometimes it's a little difficult to kind of tidy up. I'm not making excuses, but oh yeah, I am making an excuse, because I get back from fishing, and what happens? I have to air out the shoes that I use, the belt also. I have to lay the things down and let them air out, and then I never get around to getting them back. And then obviously I don't want to run over my lawn equipment with the boat. And this is my baby right here. Even though I don't take it out maybe about once a year, twice a year, I still love it. You understand? I don't think it's just me, guys, but for a guy, right? Some girls too, but for a guy, let me see. If you have a garage, you're in heaven, right? Or a man cave. But if you have a garage, you're in heaven, because that's your outlet, right? It's your home away from home, so to speak. And when you have a bass boat, or when you have a boat in it, right, or a toy of some sort, motorcycle, what have you, you're in heaven, right? So I wish I could take this tracker out more, but unfortunately you got this kayak right here that I get a lot of fun out of. I'm terrified of strong winds and ugly chop conditions. Check out some of those videos where I'm kind of like in distress, so to speak. But yeah, let's continue, guys. Once again, we are going over just the process of me being able to take the boat out, starting it up for a little bit, you know, kind of like getting its juices flowing, if you will. And yeah, so let's continue, guys. Okay, so I have all this area cleared. Take this one off right there. I do have it locked. Very important to have it secured. I should have it more secured by putting a chain on the tire. You never know, guys. You never know. Just to be extra safe. Okay, we'll move this out of the way. So these are, once again, some of the little things that I have to kind of go through. And we'll put that one there. The swinging tongue, I like it, guys. Once again, simply because I'm able to close the garage. Yeah. So I'm gonna back the truck up right there. But let's see if it can capture it, guys. Okay, so we're going to lower this down a little bit. Move it almost this. Right there, and we'll just lower the you gotta secure it. You don't want it rolling away. And going into the neighbors right there. So it's really secured right there, guys. I'm gonna remove these right there a little bit, and we'll move it forward. As I'm doing this, I'll put it out, and I always like to get the blower and get rid of a lot of the dust, debris, stuff like that, just to, you know, take advantage of the garage being open. Okay, so we always got the emergency brake going there, and we'll go a little forward right here. I already have it kind of timed right there. So always put the emergency brake, the bolt's out, sort of, you know, out enough, and I'm gonna put a lot of this stuff away, organize it, and then we'll start it, guys. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and continue. All right, guys. So I went ahead and got rid of a lot of the dust that was in the garage after I pulled the boat out. Very important. You always have to check the oil level. That's premier. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. We're gonna check the oil level right here. So I got myself a nice little rag right here. I already put the water muffs. Something that I wanna point out, very important, never start the boat without water running through it. That's just not the wise thing to do. Okay, please do not start the motor without any water running through it. As it is, there's a couple of seconds where the impeller, right, the water pump, is running dry until the water comes through, right? So a lot of people they want to do it the quick way. All right, let's find out if it's starting. They crank it and the motor runs, but it's running without without any water, without any liquid going through it, and that impeller is just, you know, getting damaged. Slowly it will get damaged, but once again, some people do it. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so this is the dipstick. It's on the left side of the motor. You want to be able to have similar to when you check the oil from a vehicle. You want it close to the upper. There's two holes. The lower hole, you need oil. The upper hole, it's full. You never want to overfill these engines. It just not recommended at all. It can get damaged. So it has to be at or near the top hole. So I already inserted the dipstick. Now I'm gonna check it. So we're gonna move to the light right here, and the camera may not capture it, but the oil is about right here, close to where the top hole is. So it's got very good oil right there. It doesn't need any, so it's good to go right there. It's a 2021 model. There is a video on how should I say, on where I talk about certain little defects that it came with. I won't get into that right now if you want to look at that video. So we're gonna go ahead and start it, guys. I'm gonna turn on the water hose. And as soon as you start seeing water come down right there, you should be good to go. That noise, that beep that you heard, if you ever hear it while boating, shut the engine off, or first get to safety, get out of the way of any oncoming traffic, and check the engine for any issues. All right, so if you do hear this beep while boating, that's not a good thing. All right, so we're gonna start it. Oh, before I start it, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself. You do have to, okay, prime it until it gets hard. And there it is. You want to let the motor run for a good 5-10 minutes, about maybe 20 to 30 if you haven't turned it on in a long time. You want to get that thermostat to open. These motors right here with a thermostat, when you're doing some saltwater fishing, it's critical. It is critical that as soon as you're done fishing, you have some fresh water run into it, run through it, and allow that thermostat to open when you're using fresh water. Stop at you know, one of those car washes. The car wash that is the closest to the bay or wherever you're fishing, those guys, they know, so they attach a water hose where you can put your earmuffs, right? They know that boaters need to get their boats washed. And yeah, if you wait until you get to the house, that salt water is going to weld the thermostat, and there's going to be issues, right? So very important. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna let it run for about 5 minutes right there. The places where I personally like to go when I'm fishing at is this place called Arroyo City. It's got a very nice boat ramp. It's got actually several boat ramps. There's a place where you can launch your boat and just, you know, tie it down enough where you can go and drop off your vehicle and then come back. Other places, there actually has to be somebody there to get the boat out of the way, right? You can't leave it there tying up space while you go park. So that's one of the pluses that I like about Arroyo City. So yeah, we're gonna let it run for a little bit, and we're gonna go to the next step. All right, anglers, so I already ran the motor for about 8 minutes. Thermostat was able to open. The water was flowing very smoothly. Very important that you not forget how the flow is, right? A lot of the times we see that there's a lack of flow, where it is peeing but not as it used to. So we got to be able to keep in mind the flow. If you see that it has a strong flow, and then all of a sudden you notice some type of like a stoppage, or it's not as flowing like the way it used to, you know, look into that. Okay, there may be some debris, salt deposits, trash. So just keep an eye on that. Very important that you have a lookout guy, or keep on looking when you're boating. Make sure that you're all constantly looking. Make sure that the water is coming out freely. Here I have a 6-gallon tank. I got a cranking battery and then a trolling motor battery. Make sure that they're charged completely before you venture out. This right here, sometimes we forget and we don't release the pressure. That's gonna bog the motor down. We may think that it's something else. So when you're traveling, tighten it. When you get to the launch, let it loose. That way fuel can flow freely. Take a good amount of gas. Don't take off without checking that you do have fuel. It does happen. Inspect the hoses. Very important that you inspect the hoses. Look for any leaks. If you do, take care of those. Don't head out on the water knowing that there's a problem and hoping that, you know, it doesn't leave you stranded, because chances are it will. It's gonna ruin your fishing trip. Back here, very important that you take your life jacket. Always take some windbreakers, extra jackets, things of that nature. The elements, Mother Nature is very unpredictable sometimes, so you don't want to be out there thinking that it's going to be a beautiful day and all of a sudden it starts to get cold. Something comes in the front. So it doesn't hurt. Jam 2 or 3 jackets in here for you or your guests and you're good. If you don't use them, no biggie. But once again, it's better to always be on the offensive. Now, this is super important, very important, as they're going back to the peen is, let me see if I can show it to you. Always, this is critical right here. We take so many things, but we don't take something like this. And what is this? This is something that you can use to remove any deposits in the pee hole. All right. Sometimes it's not spitting out water. It may have sucked up something in there and you don't have nothing to get it out. This is critical right here. It should be part of your requirements when you're out there. In my personal experience, I have come to understand is we do a lot of shallow fishing, right? 1 foot of water, maybe not on this boat, but try your best not to use the reverse. When you use the reverse, that's when it sucks up a lot of sand, shells, debris into your motor, and that's when you start taking off, there's a clog in there. So be careful to use the reverse when you're in shallow water, okay, in skinny water. So very important. But nonetheless, you can use a coat hanger. Just cut a piece and stick it in your boat if you haven't already. So very important, get one of those and leave it in your boat. Moving along, guys, you always want to have your anchor. Never go boating without an anchor. A lot of people don't use an anchor. They do a lot of drift fishing. Maybe they have those anchors on the back, right? Those poles, the power poles, it's all good, but throw that anchor in there. It may take a little bit of room, but it's super important. Anything goes wrong, this baby right here will keep you in place until help arrives, until you fix whatever issues you need. Anchor line, very important. Take a long anchor line. at least 50 feet. So some places it may be over 50, but at least 50 feet. Once again, you may not use it, but throw it in the boat. You know, put it in the side where you know, where it won't be in the way. Super critical that you have that. You want to have a rope right here. A lot of times boaters they're gonna, as they recover the boat, and they don't have any line as they to hold it in place. So be careful on that. Take one of those. You know, sometimes the stern kicks out, right, and your boat is all over the place. So take that. So these are some of the essentials that are necessary when you're out there. It's a requirement. You got to throw it right here. Somebody falls in the water, even though they're wearing a vest, this will save their life. Also, it avoid a ticket. You need your fire extinguisher. These are for only boats that have a built-in tank. This boat came with it. It's a lifesaver. Those motors, they produce a lot of heat, so be safe. You don't want to be in deep water and have to jump overboard because the flames couldn't get under control. Flares, these are also a necessity. These are a requirement. Make sure that you have them on board. You don't want to get caught out there and you're in distress, you need help, and you don't have anything to signal for help. Also, you can get a ticket on that right there. Tools, a simple case with bolts, screws, things of that nature can be a lifesaver. You may not be a mechanic, but something, a harness could come loose. The battery cable may be a little loose out there, and yeah, so something like this is a lifesaver as well. Take it with you. It doesn't hurt. Put it under the seat somewhere. Very important is these are requirements. You need a stern light and you need a bow light. Okay, make sure that they work before you go. You don't want to get out there and then it's corroded. Maybe the bulb went out. Make sure that you go through your checklist. Also, make sure that the brake lights are working. So many times we see anglers that are out there and the lights aren't working. So park outside your house, step on the brake, put the blinkers, emergency lights, all those things. Make sure that they're working. What else? Always inspect your recovery line right here. Super important. Assembly, make sure that the nuts are tied. The connections are good. The tires, these are supposed to be at 50 pounds. Make sure that they're at the right level. You can have super brand new thread, but because you're driving the trailer with a 20 pounds, that's gonna reduce their lives. So yeah, once again, that's pretty much it, guys, as far as what I do when I get the motor running. Once again, going back, checking the oil, making sure that the batteries are charged, you know, taking a check on the supplies, all that stuff. So this is, once again, pretty much what I do. I haven't taken that out this year, but yeah, I want to hopefully hit Arroyo City. Port Mansfield I will never do, even though it may be a beautiful day. It's just, no, there's so much bay out there in Arroyo City that I don't need to venture out to Port Mansfield. We do take the kayak though to Port Mansfield. So I'll leave you with that, guys. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to put them on the comment section. If you see me out there, guys, please say hello. You know, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, sometimes I'll see anglers out there, and that may be you, and I would like to be able to just just say hello and see how you guys are doing. If this is catching you as new, please help anglers out. Hit the subscribe button. There is a lot of videos that I have uploaded. I'm providing inshore, wade, kayaking, and boating, fishing. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. And once again, tight lines from far Texas.